Hey guys, welcome back. Here we've got a Model 1 that's getting a complete restoration. I want to plug this in, but I mean this cord looks pretty sketchy. So I'm like really terrified to plug this thing in. But what's the worst that can happen? I can pop the breaker, right? So I think I'm going to go ahead and carefully plug this thing in. And if you see it go dark, that means I have to go reset the breaker. Okay, surprisingly the breaker didn't pop. Let's go ahead and turn this on and see if this thing runs. Alright, it runs, although slow. You can hear a lot of drag on the motor, and it doesn't, once you get above 6, there's no increase in speed all the way up to 10, so that's something we'll have to work on. This one here has got a very bad bent base, which, you know, on a lot of these, the M4 models, the Model Ks and the Model 1s, you'll find a lot of times that the base is cracked on them, and I think it's all got to do with just the weight of the motor sitting on them, on these bases, and they start to bend right here. But this one's actually got a crack in it right here, and the owner of this one is also the owner of the Model K that we just took apart. So what he wants to do is use this base for the Model K and use this base that I had set aside for from the M4J that I was going to use for Model K. He wants to use this on the Model 1. So we're going to put this base in the color that this mixer is going in here when we get ready to put all the colors on. So at this point though, we're going to go ahead and start disassembly. Let's check our brushes first on here. Okay, well, we have no brush come out of there to see. But it did come out the other side, and you can see it's pretty short, so we'll have to replace these brushes as well. Alright, so we'll start setting parts aside. And these screws are loose too, and talking to the owner, he said that he did go through and loosened up all the screws on them for me, so that was kind of cool. Alright, let's take a peek in here. That's dry, and that, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but that looks empty in there, like there's no grease whatsoever in there. So, that's gone. Let's go ahead and get our handle off here. The handle on this one looks in really good shape. We'll just have to scuff it up and repaint it. Get our other handle related parts off. Alright. I'm going to cut this cord right off of here as well. And it's not going to get in the way, and it's definitely seen better days. I mean, that was a scary one right there. Turntable looks pretty decent. Oh, I can swap my socket out for this. So it's coming off pretty easily. The knob on this one looks good too. It's not chipped or cracked. Pin out, and again this is a non-adjusting pin for the speed control, so there's really no adjustment for that. Okay, now right there looks like it's worn down pretty good, but I have found a way to actually save these, because that's actually a brass piece that's pressed into here, so I can drill a hole right in the back there and take a pin and heat this up, then I can actually drive that back out a little bit so that it's like good as new. There's actually plenty of brass up inside of there. I mean, this is all pretty hollow almost to the end here, and that piece of brass is probably about halfway down in here. So it's nice to have found a way to save those. But that gets worn down from lack of lubrication as well, because that rides against the back of the armature. Let's see what it looks like underneath here. Alright, quite a bit of carbon buildup, which is typical. I don't think you'll take one of these apart and not see that. On the side face of the motor, it's always got a lot of carbon buildup, and when you take this out, the other side usually got a lot of flour buildup on it. See how this one rates compared to all the others. Alright, well, it's pretty much par for the course. Because if you look at this side, that looks black, but it's just a little bit of carbon. You can see the actual depth, the flour buildup on there. Let me pull this out. You can see the depth of it on there. I mean, it's pretty solid too. So, but that'll clean right off. So we get that all cleaned up. And you can see a lot of carbon buildup in here. Carbon and all kinds of other stuff. Alright. Let's see how tough is this going to be to get out. And yeah, while that does turn, I mean, you can feel some drag in there. Like I said, that's probably expected with as old as the grease is in these things, and shafts aren't taken out. And wow, 2 in a row that just come right out. You can see that's all carboned up back here too, so that had to be cleaned and polished up. But yet, surprisingly, with all that carbon, you know, the brushes still look decent. One's obviously a little longer than the other, but that's because this one seemed to be stuck in there. Alright, so we gotta get our wire connections off of here. Start this one up here, and it's got a screw on it. You can see my hands are turning black from all the carbon in here. That it's tiny. Alright, let's see if we can get our washer to come off. There we go. Magnetic. And that looks like I don't have one. Nope. Alright, get one wire out of the way. Get our other wire out of the way. Get our third one out of the way. Now we can pull out the last part back here. Part with the resistor on it. Which I'm assuming is probably good. I mean, we'll check it, of course, but they always seem to be good. There's my screw for the day. I hate saying that about anything because usually when I say something, it turns out to be the opposite, but I'm not sure if I test that, that'll be good. This has to be all cleaned up. There's a lot of carbon on here. But it's not that big a deal to clean it up. Alright. Once again, this has like a sleeve on it, but this one seems to be in decent shape. Normally these sleeves are just really crumbly, but that one seems decent. But this wire is getting replaced anyways, or getting taken out and not, it's being done away with. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Alright, now let's take this off the stand. And let's get into the wire connection here. Let's see what's in store inside of this. And sometimes you never know when you're getting into one of these. These just get pretty stuck on here from that rubber isolator on there. I think seems to like break down and just glue everything into place. And here's where I snap a blade. Wants to go. To, but you can feel that glue trying to pull it back, that rubber piece. I mean, like rubber cement, just trying to pull it back. All we do is just try and cut through it. So look at that in there. You can see it's glued right to it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hard for me to get light down in there. Try and get unstuck from it here. There we go. Like Stretch Armstrong. Oh, there we go. I've actually seen worse than that, though. Alright, so we just have to basically cut through it where it more or less glues this isolator in here. And that will definitely help us get that out. Alright, let's see if we can get to our wire connections on here. Now, that separator just crumbled apart. Alright, let's just cut our connections here. Ooh, that one took off. Let's see if we can get this cord out of here. Not want to come out easily. It's been in here forever. There we go, we got it. Alright, so now we got some other parts here we got to get out. It's extremely brittle. There we go. Now, all the wires are separated. We've got one more. attached to a screw right here, and this is where we're going to end up, or not on this one. This one's getting, he sent 2-prong cords for this, but when we ground these out, we use this screw right here to hook our ground wire to ground the chassis. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to put this back on the stand. And we can go through and separate our motor halves now. And we're going to go ahead and predict, though, that when this one's done, it's going to be a runner, because these Model 1s are just amazing. I mean, it's like no matter how old they are and what kind of shape they're in, when you get them back together, they just seem to run well. Alright, so the screws holding it together are out. Let's work our halves apart here. And pop off our leads to our brush holders. There. Alright. There's the front half. Pull our armature out. And there's our little washer. Alright. This doesn't really have any wear on it. I don't feel a ridge there at all. I think we just need to polish this up, and this, of course, needs to be cleaned and polished as well. But that seems to be in really good shape. And here's the washer that goes on the back. Don't lose that. Alright, let's see if we just pull this piece right out now. Ah, there we go. And this is a piece that we just end up eliminating. They're usually in pretty rough shape wiring wise. Like these wires on here don't seem too bad, but they're like full of oil. These seem decent here. This one going to the brush holder seems pretty deteriorated. So what we do is we're going to take one of these connectors here and this, we're going to take them off and solder them onto a new piece of wire, and we'll pretty much do away with this whole pack right here. Let me see if this has a date on it. Sometimes these have a date on it. This one does not. And these things sitting in the bottom have a tendency to, even though it's got a metal housing, it's cardboard in the back here, and there's a little gap around here, and they have a tendency to soak up a lot of oil and crap into them, and they're usually leaking all kinds of stuff. So that's why we don't reuse these, because it's just another part to fail. But anyways, we got that apart. We'll have this wire here that will hook up right here when we put it back together, and then a new wire that we're going to run going to the brush holder will hook up to this nut that was over here, this post on the on the speed control over here. So now we got that done. Let's see if this fuel coil will come right out for us. And once again, we got another one that doesn't want to cooperate. Alright, I'll wait on that for a minute and see if we can fight with a couple more set screws here. Yeah, these both have quite a bit of drag on them. I mean, they'll still turn, but they don't freewheel by any chance, or by any means. I'm trying to find my tools here. Alright, let's see if these will come right out for us. Oh, no. Nope. Alright. Alright, I'm going to fight with these. I'm not going to do it on camera this time. I'm going to fight with it off camera, and I'll bring it back when we get them. Okay, so these were actually not too terribly tough to break loose, which is good. And hopefully we can get our shafts out of here easy enough as well. threads have cleared. Alright, now I'm going to grab something to throw these greasy parts on. One there, and you can see it's pretty varnished up. Of course, not the worst one that we've seen now, huh? And this one seems to be moving a little bit better, but you still see how gummy that one is too. But they'll clean up and polish up really nice. Some of these gears, these will clean up nice. Tools here a bit. Alright, there's really nothing in here to scrape out. It looks pretty empty. So we'll just run this through degreaser, and we'll take out our brush holders now. And hopefully, you know, the way everything else has gone on here, I mean, I know the set screws were a little bit of a pain, but they weren't too difficult. I didn't have to fight with them much. Let's hope these brush holders come out just as easy. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Alright, so I'll have to work on getting these brush holders out as well. Now we've got to get our field coil out of here. And I've seen that that was not really wanting to cooperate. Okay, so I see my camera card filled up and the camera shut off without giving me any warning. But not sure exactly where it shut off, but we did get our shafts and our gears out. And we did find out that these brush holders don't want to come out of there, so that's something we'll have to work on. And this right here, we did manage to get the field coil out. We had to drive it out a little bit, but it wasn't really too tough. I mean, it did come out. You know, the wires here don't look bad. We are going to extend them, but you know, as far as condition of them, though, they seem to be in good condition. This one may be a little stiff here. We'll check it out good and see if we have to do anything with that. But it could just be just because it's been bent that way forever, since, you know, 1935. So there's that. Now here, we've got a bushing that we got to take out, and then this pin. We might as well go ahead and take the pin out right now. See if we can figure out, or at least take a guess on which direction we think it's going to go. At this point, I have no clue. It's all a guessing game. Of course, you guys have seen that before. A lot of times I guess wrong. I can't seem to find my proper punch, so we'll use an improper one. Okay, it doesn't want to go that way, so let's try this way. Okay, doesn't really want to go that way either. Probably do believe that's the way it's got to go. I got to find the right punch. For these last three machines, I've got out every tool known to man. tool. Alright, well I guess I'll get that later. I'll see you guys watch me try and find a tool. Take out our height adjuster here. And we do have the right tool. Push this out. Especially if we guess the right direction right off the bat here, we'll be doing alright. Yep. So we did pretty good. So we're getting there. Gotta get our feet out of here. And once again, I'm just boring a hole into the center of it. Man, there's no way I can really hold this and show you guys well. But I'm just boring a hole in the center of them. And then just pry them out. I'm not sure how well you guys can see here. Normally I just take a drill bit and run it through here, but like I said, my battery's in need of charge. I just haven't put it on the charger yet. I just run it in and pry it out. A lot easier with a drill bit, but this works too. Okay, and I got 2 more feet to do, but I think we're going to work on getting this pin out of here, our brush holders out of here, and the last 2 feet off of here. Then we'll get everything all degreased and send off to the sandblaster and then the powder coating booth. And once this is all done, all the parts are cleaned up and everything's back together, we'll come back and check it out and make sure that it runs good. Alright, we're back with the Model 1 that we've got powder coated. This is done in butter pecan. I don't know why I always want to say butternut crunch for this color, but this is actually butter pecan. It's a good looking color. I mean, a nice neutral color. It looks good on this mixer and pretty much any other that we would do it on. You know, if you like a nice neutral look. We've got our decal on here. We've got the cord replaced in the feet. This is a cord that was supplied by the owner. Everything inside was completely taken apart and gone through. We ran 1 new wire for it. Replaced the brushes in it and checked everything out. Everything seemed to be pretty good on here. You know, I mean, we got it all together and it runs. So let's go ahead and run it through the speeds and give it a listen to. Alright, so you can tell it runs through all 10 speeds, so all the speeds work on here, which I think before there was an issue between 6 and 10, didn't change or something, but now it's all been cleaned up and redone. You can see it looks good. Handle's been repainted. We got all the metal polished up on here. It's So yeah, this one turned out really good. These Model 1s, there's something about them, you know, they always run, and they've got that really cool look to them. But anyways, you know, we're gonna get this one wrapped up and ready to get back to the owner, and move on to the next one. So if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like the video, and let us know that you're liking it. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell down there so that you get notified when we post anything else. Coming up, we've got a Model 3 to put back together, and a Model K, I believe. No, we've got several others that we've got to start working on as well. So we're trying to work through some of the ones that we've got. You know, we've got here still waiting to get to. We've got, you know, a lot of inventory that's coming, you know, from various clients that we just got to get knocked out first before we start taking in the others. So we'll be pushing through those and taking a little bit more time with the videos, and trying to be a little more detailed with them. I'm way behind on videos right now too, so any of the videos that you see coming up are from projects that were already done, and the videos have been waiting for me to get to them, because it's, you know, it's so time consuming to edit and you know, get the videos processed and then uploaded and all that. So, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.